up, everybody? Welcome back to Unparalleled Universe for another action figure review, and today we're taking a look at the brand new Mezco 112 Collective MDX Exclusive Blade, and I'm very excited about this figure because if you know me, then you know that the standard version of Blade was one of my favorite Mezco figures of last year, so I'm really excited about this guy. Mezco has put out 3 different Blade figures. The first one was a Toy Fair exclusive, and I kind of wanted it because of how exclusive it was, but to be honest with you, I wasn't really like feeling the way that it looked. I didn't like the red shirt with the weird plastic overlays. I prefer the standard one by far, but I have a feeling that I will like this one even more than the standard one because so far what I've seen, this one is badass. But let's go ahead and get into it. Starting with the packaging, it's very simple. It says Blade right here in front, Marvel at the bottom, 112 Collective up at the top, and then we have the gold sticker that indicates that it's a Mezco exclusive. On this side, we get a look at some cool looking artwork. On the back, we get an awesome like drawing of Blade. This is really dope right here. And I think this might have been on the standard release too somewhere because this looks very familiar, but I like it a lot. On the top, it just says 112 Collective. On this side, we have some more artwork. I love that this box is so small and compact and easy to store. That's how they always do with their exclusive figures. I wish they would do it with all their figures, but they haven't done it quite yet. But anyways, enough about this collector-friendly box. Let's go ahead and take a look at this badass figure. Boom! So here we go. We have Blade right out of the box, and man, this is a really good looking figure. I went ahead and decked him out with some of his accessories so we could get the full feel, you know. I love all these things that he comes with, but man, look at him. He looks so badass. I really like this design. It definitely has a movie kind of vibe to it, you know. Obviously, it's not completely accurate to the film or anything like that, but you could tell that they were taking influence from the movie when they came up with this design. But yeah, I really like it. It came out nice, and I like how there's not a whole lot of red on it. There's a couple of little red bits, but not a lot. It feels very stealth, you know. It looks like he would rock this, and when he's all about his business, you know, he put this suit on, goes in, murders a bunch of vampires, or assassinates some head of some kind of vampire cult or something, and then he's out. It feels very like stealthy and tactical, so I really love this design for Blade. This thing came out really dope. But yeah, let's go ahead and get in close and take a look at all the awesome details on this guy. Alright, so let's go ahead and get it started by taking a look at the head sculpt. I know a lot of people aren't really crazy about it. It doesn't really bother me too much. I don't think it's a bad head sculpt, but I'm not going to say that I'm in love with it. I think it's okay, you know. There's nothing that stands out to me as really bad. I would say one thing about it is that it doesn't look quite as scary as I'd want it to, or quite as intimidating, you know. But you know, it's fine. I don't hate it. It definitely looks a lot better when you have the glasses on. So let's go ahead and put those back on. And these things come on and off with no problem at all. So these are really dope. But yeah, right there he looks cool. But once you take his glasses off, he looks, he doesn't look as intimidating, you know. But I do like the way they did the tattoos on the head. That looks really good. That's very well done. He also has some tattoos on his arms that look really good. Same thing on this side. So I like the way they did the tattoos. Let's go ahead and move this real quick. He has some tattoos on the back of his neck. So that's dope. And let's go ahead and take a look at this awesome vest. Check this out. Look at all the detail on there. That looks really nice. And like I said before, I love how it's mostly black. There are a couple of little paint variations, a little bit of silver, a little bit of red, but not very much. For the most part, it's black, and I think it looks awesome. But just look at all that texture on there. And down in here, this looks really good. And then on the side, we have some like sculpted like buckles. And you are able to remove the vest. It comes apart from one of these sides. I think it's right in here, it comes apart. And we'll take the vest off in a little bit and maybe swap some parts with the standard version. And then he does come with a little sword clip on the back of his vest, but it's actually attached to the vest. On the standard version, it was magnetic and it stuck onto the back, but in this case, it just stuck right onto the vest and it doesn't rotate. That's the only thing, the only problem that I have with that, but it still looks very cool and it's functional, so I like it. It holds onto the sword with no problem, or the sword sheath. Then moving down into here, his belt is the same as on the standard version, but it's cool. I like it. He is able to hold on to his blades. I always forget what these things are called. I'm sure people will tell me in the comments, but I like that the belt could hold on to those. That's really dope. And the belt is like a loose floating piece. So I think I might have glued mine down on the other one because I hate when the belts move, you know. But with the other version, he had the leather pants and then the cloth shirt. So sometimes like if the belt moved in different places, it wouldn't look right. But with this one, it's pretty much cloth all the way through, so you don't have to worry about it too much. Wherever it lands, it still looks pretty natural, so I'm happy with it. And then moving down, oh, we've got a little bit of silver and red right here too. Then moving down into the pants. These pants are cool too. They're just regular cloth. They aren't leather or anything like that. There's a little bit of design on there. You can see that there's this line that goes through here. It looks cool. And then he does have the holsters on the legs. And this is awesome because it's stuck in place. It's not going to move anywhere when you're messing with the figure. So I like that a lot. And it does hold on to his gun without any problem. And then on this side, we have another little like thigh, what is this called? Like a thigh, not a brace. I can't think of a word. Like like a holster to hold on to his spikes. So that's cool. And again, that's not going anywhere. So that's awesome. And moving down, there's that line that kind of travels down the leg, and that looks good. Down into the boots. And the boots look nice too. And I think the boots are exactly the same as the standard version, which they're fine. You know, they have some really good sculpting, a lot of nice detail and texture and all that good stuff. And yeah, they look awesome. We got some treads on the bottom. There we go. But yeah, the figure looks good, man, and there's a lot of great detail on him. I really like the vest, and to be honest with you, it doesn't really hinder the articulation all that much, you know. But we'll take a look at that when we're breaking that down. But yeah, for the most part, I really like the way the figure looks, and I think this vest is awesome.
And as for the accessories, he pretty much comes with the exact same stuff as the previous Blade, but there's a bunch of cool things in there, so I'm happy with it. But first off, let's take a look at the hands. We have a set of fists, and then we have a set of martial arts type of hands. And then, of course, we have a set of gun gripping hands that could be used to hold on to his handgun and his machine gun. And then we have another set of hands where he has a trigger finger on the right side and then an open hand on the left. And this set of hands could be used to hold on to his shotgun. That way you have his finger near the trigger and then the other side holding the pump part. And then he has a set of tight gripping hands, and these could be used to hold on to his spikes. And you could also use these tight gripping hands to hold on to his sword. And then for the last set of hands, he has another martial arts type of hand and then another gripping hand with his thumb extended. And then he does come with two muzzle flare effects. Both of them we've seen before. There's the one that has the bullet at the end and then another one that just kind of looks like a big blast. And then he comes with two different head sculpts. Here's the first one. This is the one that's on him inside of the box. And like I said, it's okay. It's not the best thing ever, but I could live with it. And then here's a look at it with the glasses. He does come with 6 different pairs of glasses, so that's pretty awesome. And then he does come with another head where it kind of has his teeth showing. He looks a little bit more angry. I like this head a little bit more. And then here's a look at that head with the red sunglasses, and I think that looks pretty badass.
And even though we've already seen a bunch of these weapons with the previous Blade release, let's go ahead and take a look at these anyway. Starting off with this guy here. This is his like machine gun. It has a removable magazine where you could see the bullet in there, so that's dope. And the sculpting work on this guy is very nice, and Blade has no problem at all holding it, so this is a really cool gun. And then next up we have his shotgun. Again, we've already seen this with the last Blade figure, but this is dope too. It has the pump action going, and it's got a strap here that you can remove if you like. There's a little clip. Let's see, can I do it on camera? There we go, a little clip, and you could just unclip it and put it, oh, let's see, there we go. So yeah, that's kind of cool. And then he does have a sword, and the sword is very nice. I like the blade, it looks really cool. And then it fits right into the sword sheath with no problem at all, and the sheath has some really nice sculpting work on it too, and a little bit of paint detail. And the last gun that we have here did not come with the previous Blade figure, but I think that it did come with the Toy Fair version of Blade. But this is awesome. Check this out. Look at that. Bam. I really like that. That's cool. I'm pretty sure the Punisher guns did that too. Other than that, I feel like not a lot of Mezco pistols have this feature, but this is really cool. Then you got the barrel showing there. And then it also has the removable magazine. This one's small. Let's see if we can get it out. Ooh, man, I don't think I'll be able to get it. Anyways, it does come out, and it even comes with an extra one. Damn, now I want to get this thing out. Oh, there we go. Bam. So it does come out. Might take a little bit of work, but you can remove it. But yeah, this gun is awesome, and I like the sculpting and the paint work on it too.
Alright, so let's go ahead and get into some size comparisons. Here we have Blade alongside the standard version of Blade and the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive tactical suit Punisher. Next up, we have some Marvel Knights action. We have Blade alongside the Mezco 112 Collective Moon Knight and Mezco 112 Collective Daredevil. Here we have Blade alongside the Marvel Legends Moon Knight and the 80th anniversary Marvel Legends Captain America. And if you want to get some MI-13 action, we have Blade alongside Black Knight and Captain Britain. Next up, we have Blade alongside Ghost Rider and the NECA movie Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Raphael. And then last but not least, we have Blade alongside the Marvel Legends Pizza Spider-Man and Marvel Legends Bucky Cap.
Alright, so let's go ahead and swap some parts between this new Blade and the standard release. Starting off with the head, because obviously that's the easy one. They are on the same body, so the heads can switch with no problem at all. And I will say that I really love the way this looks right here. This feels very much like Blade from the movie. Well, actually, you know what it reminds me of? It kind of feels like as if they made an animated series based on the movie and then they made a figure of it. That's kind of what this feels like to me, but I think it looks really, really dope. So I like that a lot. And then even this looks really cool too. I like how he has the red on the glasses, and then there's a little bit more red on this version of Blade. So it all ties together really, really well. And then now here we have a look at the standard Blade wearing the vest from the MDX Blade. And again, feels very movie-like, but yeah, this is awesome. I think this looks really good. I'm gonna have to get myself a custom Wesley Snipes head to put on one of these bodies, because this just looks too much like the movie to not have a accurate Wesley Snipes head. I think my boy at 112 shop makes a really good one, so I might have to hit him up about that. But yeah, and then last but not least, we have the MDX version rocking the coat from the standard version, and this looks really cool too, especially with the red on the inside of the jacket. It gives it a little bit more to match with the glasses and the little bit of red bits on his actual armor. But yeah, this looks nice. And you know what, I'm gonna have to buy an extra standard Blade so that I could remove the zipper. I think I saw Feral Black do that like a while ago, and it looked really, really good.
And as for the articulation on Blade, I think he has a lot of really good stuff going on here, and I feel like he's a little bit more posable than the previous version, because even though they have the exact same body, this guy here uses some different material and it allows for a little bit more movement, especially in the legs. So I'm very happy to see that. But let's go ahead and get into it, starting with the head. His head does move side to side, and there's a little bit of tilt to it. So you could go both ways like that, so that's awesome. And his head and neck have the typical Mezco setup, where there's movement where the upper neck meets the head and where the lower neck meets the torso. So using both of those, he could bring his head forward to about right there, which is awesome. And then you could get him to look up to right there, which is great too. So good stuff going on in the head and neck area. And then for the torso, you would think that you couldn't get that much crunch because of the vest, but you could actually, I mean, I don't even think the vest hinders it very much at all, because Mezco figures don't always have the most going on in terms of ab crunch. I feel like even without the vest, he wouldn't have been able to crunch much more than this. So that's really good to see that the vest doesn't really hinder the articulation all that much. Look at that, that's awesome. And the vest isn't like one solid piece. There's kind of gaps going through it, you know, so maybe that's why it's a little bit more flexible. But I'm really happy to see that. That's awesome. And then you get some side to side, you get a little bit of twist, and obviously it's the same Mezco torso setup as always, where we have movement at the waist and at the mid torso. But yeah, I'm really happy to see that the vest doesn't hinder the articulation at all. And then here's a quick look at how much he could crunch forward when he doesn't have the vest on. And as you could see, I mean, it's not that much more than when the vest is actually on the body. So that's crazy. I'm very happy about that. And then obviously the arms are not covered at all, so they can go all the way around. They could come out to the side. And then he has a slight butterfly joint going on, so that's dope. He has upper bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, which get a really nice bend. He's got ball joints at the wrist, so you could get his wrist to move all kinds of different directions, and then there's a swivel at the actual hand, so that's good. And then for the legs, they can come out all the way to the side. You probably, oh look, you could almost do the splits. There's enough give in the material to do the splits, so I mean, that's pretty good. And then he could bring his leg up to right there. You could bring him back to only about right there. I feel like you could probably get his leg a little bit higher. Yeah, so the leg has actually really good movement. And then we have an upper thigh swivel. We've got double jointed knees, which have a great bend. Check that out. We have a boot swivel. We also have a swivel at the foot. And then we have, what is it, like that double ball joint thing going on in there. So we get some rocking action. His feet could go forward to about there. They could come up to there. So really good movement at the feet, and just good movement in general.
And the big takeaway here is that the vest doesn't really hinder the articulation. Like if you already have the other Blade figure, you know what's up with the body and all that good stuff. But as soon as you see this figure, you would think that the vest would mess up the whole torso articulation, but it doesn't at all. So I'm very happy to see that.
All right, guys. So overall, I'm sure it's no surprise to anybody out there, but I absolutely love this figure. I don't know if I could say that I like it more than the standard release because I really love that one too, but this one is right up there with it. It's probably neck and neck. But yeah, man, both of these figures are awesome, and it's just really cool to see that Mezco gives a character like Blade so much love, you know, because he deserves it. He's an awesome character. To me, he's a legendary character, and he doesn't get that much love in the action figure world. But, you know, Mezco's coming along and changing that a little bit, and they're doing an incredible job at it. So I'm really happy with this figure. I love the movie vibe that he has going on. I love, like, the articulation on it. It's a really good base body that they use for this figure. And, you know, the head sculpts could be a little bit better, but I'm fine with them. I like all the accessories that he came with. I do wish that he came with a little bit more that was different from the standard release. I do like that he came with that extra handgun, but I wish there was a little bit more going on in there. But still, the accessories were cool the first time around, and they're just as cool this time. So, yeah, in general, I'm super happy with this figure, and I'm very thankful that I was able to get it because it was a MDX exclusive, and as you guys know, those things come and go very quickly. I was kind of surprised that Blade kind of hung around longer than a lot of other figures. I really don't get that because this figure's badass. People should have swooped on it right away, but, you know, now I think it's sold out, so you missed your chance. You definitely had your chance. The window was open for a minute, but now at this point, I don't think that this guy's going to be very easy to get, and I'm just really happy that I got it. So anyways, I think that's it. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the review, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Also, don't forget to join me on my live streams every Friday. It's going to be Friday at 8 o'clock Pacific time. It's a lot of fun. We just hang out, talk shit, talk about toys, answer questions. I have a great time doing it, and to be honest, I'm trying to find more ways to do live videos, so hopefully you guys are enjoying those things. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. Peace.